So, as you can see here, I am going to do this first lesson, uh, and I'm going to set up a project in Maya. I'll start with going to my folder here. I've got these projects, and I've added a folder called Reference Images, which is where I'm just tossing images that I want to use. I'm going to go ahead and do a Argonian female from Skyrim. I like Skyrim, and it'll give me a chance to do some cool detailing and a bunch of other armors down the road. But first I need to make the body. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Maya. And while that opens, we'll take a look at the reference images that I've put in here. I went and gathered a number of them for my own purposes. We got a bunch of little screenshots and a picture of a pretty lady that has sort of some hips that I want to see and some other body features. You can see here's my character. I have a mod for some of the outfits to make them a little more, appealing. And then I did up a little drawing for kind of traced on that, but modified off of that real life reference image. Just half the body, because you can copy that and flip it or what have you, and you can always do the body, and then when you model it you can always duplicate it on over. So that is kind of what we're going for there. You usually want a model reference image that is close to what you're trying to go for. And most bodies, of course, don't usually start with big pieces of armor or what have you. If you're going to do a model and you want to add pieces to it, then you'll want a model that's basically, as close to naked as possible. What we have here is the project window, so we're going to start up, and I'm going to go ahead and name it here. In my project window, everything should be set up, Argonian female, and that should be fine. Hit accept, and it's going to set up all your folders. Now, once I have those folders, I set the project, and I'm going to come back here. I'm going to take all of my reference images that I want, copy them, and go drop them in my source images folder for my project. The source images is where everything comes out of. It's where everything gets pulled from for Maya. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up a reference in this zone. I want my little picture in there so that I can have something to kind of use as a guideline. I'm going to use the front view here. And then I'll go ahead and go on over, and we're going to just pop that reference on in. Down under image plane and import image. Now this is going to import an image directly to the front camera, so keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and grab that little body reference, and it'll import it in. We want it to sit up on that line because that's where our model is going to sit, so we want it in the 0 Y space. So we're going to go on down on the attribute editor over here, and we'll go center right there, X, Y, that's the X, there's the Y, and there's the Z settings. So we want to move it up on the Y axis till it's sitting its feet on the 0 plane, right? And you can kind of count up here. It's really fortunate this fit very nicely, so it's going to be 15 units. So there you go. Kind of sits right there on the base plane, which is where we want our model to sit, and sitting right on already on the 0 line, kind of my middle point. So now if I go to perspective, you'll see it's sitting right there. That's going to get in the way of our model, and it's kind of annoying and doesn't really help. And I don't have a side image, but let's just go to the Z. We'll shoot it back -50 on the Z. There you go. Now you got some space of model. If you had a side image, you could go in there and do that too. I'm not going to. I'm okay with this, and I have a couple of those pictures there for reference, so I'll just build up as I see fit. But yeah, so there you go. Push that on back. This is where I mess with the alpha gain, and it won't work here because this is the perspective camera. So you have to go back to the front camera, and that's why you're not seeing the alpha right here. But if you go to the front, see, also the image plane attributes won't show up because this is the wrong camera. So what we need to do is instead go to the front camera or side camera, whatever camera it is that you've attached the image plane to, and that's how you're going to be able to view the proper settings. So there we go, front view, and then now if we go on over to the settings, you should see them right there. Image plane attributes for image plane 1, which I'm going to rename instead of image plane, it'll be like front reference image. Just, it's more straightforward for me. So there you go. See, there's this alpha gain. You can drop it so that you don't have it showing and overtaking your model when you're working with your edges or you're working in wireframe. And at this point, like a 0.40 would probably be fine. You can see your wireframe over it. And go on in and save my scene up. And that's pretty much it for this first step. Go ahead and set up your folders, and there you have it.